Ladies and gents, welcome to the Verstappen Files. We got another Rick's F1 Addiction video today. He only drops bangers, as we know, and this one is the Verstappen.exe.
Formula One is a sport filled with hows. How did Charles Leclerc get wins in Monza despite having all the odds against him? How did Nico Rosberg beat two champions in equal machinery? And especially, how does Max Verstappen do what he does?
Right.
Max Verstappen dominates the Bahrain Grand Prix. Max Verstappen wins. Max Verstappen wins.
Max Verstappen, you are a four-time world champion.
The craziest thing I know about him so far is that one season he won, wasn't it like 19 out of 21 races or something like that? Something crazy where he literally only lost 2 the whole year.
It's a phenomenal achievement.
You know what that is? Simply lovely.
Now I know I've
Simply
spoken
lovely.
about Max more times than F1 team principals have flown to Epstein's Island, but the man just keeps cooking after every video I make. Max is the embodiment of an all-you-can-eat buffet. He just keeps serving. But I'm done starting driver videos with...
By the way, I watched a video where he was wearing this wig and I was like, dang, he's got luscious locks. And people in the comments were like, oh, by the way, those are fake. That's a wig, by the way. Do y'all think I'm genuinely a piece of shit idiot? Obviously, it's a fucking wig.
Of an all-you-can-eat buffet. He just keeps serving. But I'm done starting driver videos with pure glaze. It's clear that Verstappen is among the goats of motorsports. We all know that, and if you disagree, you get your f***ing hands off me. So I'm gonna switch things up this time and start this video with the biggest criticisms towards Mr. Sid. See, people love criticizing Max for many different things. Temperament, aggression, not caring enough.
I don't care. How about that?
Though I will say temper is definitely Max's weakness. He makes questionable decisions when he's boiling hot.
Whenever anything is not going his way, he lashes out with unnecessary anger and borderline violence.
So technically George is correct here, but it's the right message, wrong messenger. Also, temper can be Max's biggest strength at the same time. So these points are easy to rebut. First off, Max was busted up by his dad. You can't just race your trauma away. There's a reason people who say I miss her before driving end up kissing a tree. Second off, at least be thankful Max is redirecting his frustrations to other cars and not his daughters. But the biggest complaint people have with Verstappen is how he makes F1 boring. Max being boring was the biggest issue people had with...
So he's low-key like Tom Brady. Making NFL boring, or like... I don't even know. That's probably the best comparison.
him since 2022. But in reality, even during his domination, Verstappen is actually one of the main reasons why F1 is so entertaining. Like, let's take a look at F1 if Max never existed. 2016, no Red Bull win in Spain, no seat swaps, and Mercedes dominates completely. 2018, the crash between Daniel and Max would never happen, or the beef with Ocon, which is good for them, but beyond boring. 2019, Max was the only driver trying to chase down Mercedes. 2021, no championship fight whatsoever.
It's a late lunch by Verstappen.
However, Max and Lewis fans would be getting along. But screw that, because that's boring too. 2022.
We don't want that. We don't want people getting along. We want Lando and Max beef and Lewis and Max beef.
Okay, you know what? We can give that to 2022. Okay, you know what? We can give that to Charles. I think he's been through enough. 2023, Max.
Nah, it's his year. Charles Leclerc, I'm telling you, it's his year. Well, it probably is going to end up being Lewis's year, but Ferrari car looks crazy.
Crushed Perez and had the best year ever. Anyone who hates on that just doesn't like the winner if it's not their favorite driver. 2024 would have been completely dominated by McLaren, and 2025 would have been McLaren domination again. But thanks to Max Verstappen existing in our universe, the stakes in 2025 were so much higher because Lando and Oscar have to face a lion with daddy issues. And how Max is able to make F1 so fun to watch is through qualifying. Do you know how many surprise quali performances this guy has pulled off? More than I could count even with extra fingers. In Monaco 2023, Max was 2/10 down on Fernando Alonso in the first 2 sectors, but then he made it all up in the final one, taking pole by milliseconds. To be fair, I kinda get the frustration. When Max took pole from Fernando by a toothpick, I started punching air. But I can't lie, that's pretty impressive. And don't get me started on 2025. Despite McLaren having the faster car, Max got pole in Japan, Miami, Silverstone, Saudi Arabia, where he stole it by half a toothpick. Then in Monza, he had provisional pole, however Norris takes it away, but just 2 seconds later, Max steals it back again. If pole position was a person, they would be Max Verstappen's bitch. Then Baku came along, where almost every single driver crashed. Lando didn't, but he still bottled Norris, so he got out-qualified by a Williams. While Max proceeds to set pole like he's about to lose custody of his children. Personal take, 2022 to 2025's championships deserves to be given to Max. You know damn well if he was in the McLaren, the only thing that could stop him is Zach Brown sitting on the car feeding Lando fries like the professional boss that he is. Oh, and in Austin, after McLaren causes a civil war between their fans, Max gets pole again like his family's on the line. And I have to mention, even if things don't go his way and Max loses championships in the near or far future, which I know will bring smooth brains to call him washed, fact is we still owe him for making F1 exciting. The thing about Max is he can lose really badly and
he's definitely the first person I ever heard of. Well, actually no. The first person I ever heard of was Lando Norris because he was in like YouTubers I like videos like Sidemen and stuff like that. So that's how I knew about him. But that was just because he was in YouTube videos. The first person I actually knew about like because of F1 was definitely Max Verstappen. And I've heard Lewis Hamilton's name before, but I genuinely had no idea. I heard the name so many times, but I never knew who he was or what sport or what. I don't even know what he was. I thought he was like the fucking Prince of England. I genuinely thought he was like the Prince of England.
You stupid.
And then I found out, bro, he's literally just F1 GOAT. So Max, even people in my Discord before I did F1 reactions, they renamed themselves to Max Verstappen and used his face as a profile picture. Just like, I don't know. That's just what Discord people do, I guess. It's crazy.
They'll make that entertaining.
Who's locking up? Who's going deep?
Like in Mexico 2025,
Mexico?
in the middle of a championship fight, Max qualifies 5th. But then he still sends it into turn 1, goes lawn mowing, but still somehow ends up almost getting 2nd if it wasn't for the spirit of Michael Massey possessing the steward's room. Now, the question people are always asking is, how is Max so good? Well, I've said this before, racing is in his blood, sweat, and sperm. So Max dives into every racing category.
I like to try different kind of disciplines as well, just to test your skills in a different way.
And one of his favorites, iRacing, a sim racing game that he's on 24/7. Seriously. As an example, let me give you Max Verstappen's schedule during Saudi Arabia 2024. Sim race until 4 a.m. before qualifying, get pole position, go back to sim racing after 2 hours, and win both the F1 and sim race the very next day. And this addiction to sim racing is what makes Max a far better driver than everyone else. He also dabbles into drifting, rallying, MotoGP, endurance racing, but another motorsport Max tried, which made headlines, is GT3, a racing category that uses vehicles based on production cars. And Max made his debut testing a Ferrari 296 under the name Franz Hermann to avoid media attention.
It did not work
As
at
you can
all,
see,
bro.
it has worked wonderfully. But with that being said, here's my fully updated Verstappen nickname list. Franz Hermann, Mad Max, The Flying Dutchman, Max Verstappen, my personal favorite, Sid, Max Verstappen, gas station attendee. But back to GT3, after testing under Franz Hermann and unofficially breaking the lap record in May, Max finally competes in September, where in qualifying he had a near miss and had to overtake on the grass, but still qualifies 3rd. Then in the race he gets the lead immediately, builds a gap, hands that to his teammate, and wins his debut GT3 race at the Nürburgring with a 25-second gap. He caught everyone with their pants down. And in second place was Jan Mardenbro, a sim racer that the Gran Turismo movie was based on. So there's 2 big name sim racers on the podium. Look who's laughing.
Wait, I actually kind of want to watch that movie. That movie looked tough.
Turismo movie was based on. So there's 2 big name sim racers on the podium. Look who's laughing now, mainstream media. Video games cause violence? False. forcing your son to be an F1 world champion does. Get it right. And
Get it
another
right,
thing I
come
like
on.
about Max that I was never able to cover in my other videos is how relatable he really is. When Max isn't nutting all over his sim racing setup, he plays other games, Minecraft.
Bro, I saw him almost do a 1v6 clutch in Call of Duty the other day. I swear to God, he literally was playing Search and Destroy. His whole team died. He was the only one left. He killed 5 of them. And the last person left, he almost killed. But he like pressed the wrong button on his gun. So he turned his gun to semi-auto instead of full auto. So he literally would have done the 1v6 if he didn't accidentally press like the D-pad on his controller. It was crazy. Well, 1v6 is insane.
FIFA.
Yes, great. Yes.
More FIFA.
And by the way, it was his first time playing the game. I forgot to mention that very important fact. It was his first time playing the new Call of Duty. I don't know how many games he had played until then, but it was his first day on it.
Call of Duty, where he rages a lot.
Oh, Max!
And he watches other racing categories.
You can't park there, mate.
Also, back to sim racing. In a 2024 mental health charity race, Max put stickers all over his car, and it was pure art. Like, allow me to analyze this real quick. On the left, he put George Russell as Woody, a 10-second penalty, Sid the Sloth, Minecraft, him using a diamond helmet and a pickaxe with a speech bubble saying, "My pickaxe is fucked," and a photo that I think is his Miami 2023 post. Then on the hood, he put a photo of Lando bottling his championship in Brazil, Minecraft TNTs, a McLaren logo, and just shit posts everywhere. And now we have the rear wing, which apparently has a long text that I think it's talking about the McLaren MCL38. Pause if you need to. And in the bottom of the wing, it says "Flash if you're horny." But anyway, if it wasn't clear from the start, Max is just as acoustic as all of us. So thank you, Max, for making me
he's an iPad kid at heart. It's the truth.
Like a normal person. And with that being said, my point is, this sloth isn't an industry plant that's trying to appeal to everyone. Max is authentic, and that's why he's so popular. Like in Monza 2025, McLaren swapped positions because Lando had a slow stop.
You can't park there, mate.
Which I think is just the lamest shit ever. McLaren just loves emotionally manipulating their drivers, and this makes the races boring. But then you have Max just laughing at it.
Norris and Piastri have swapped places, Max.
Just because he had a slow start?
It's not our business, but I guess it keeps it fair between the drivers in terms of championship.
At this point, McLaren doesn't deserve shit. And allow me to go on a little rant here. Because of McLaren, I'd rather 2025 be dominated by Verstappen. McLaren has been too busy.
But this guy really hates McLaren. Really curious. What happened? What is the PTSD of this 2025 season? Like before it, all the jokes were about, haha, Norris bottles everything, haha, no first places. And then he gets first places and everyone just fucking despises the bro.
Trying not to hurt their drivers' feelings, even when I know that they know letting their drivers race is the better option. But no, they want to micromanage every move Lando and Oscar make, like parents watching their child walk for the first time.
That does suck. I guess it's more of a McLaren problem.
And I'm looking at you, Zach. Lando is in his mid-20s. He doesn't need your maternal instincts, goddammit. Because every time Oscar would fight Lando, McLaren would say,
Oscar, feedback from the pit wall. The maneuver in turn 4 with the front lockup was too marginal. We can't do that again.
And tell them to swap positions through emotional blackmail.
The way to win a championship is not by yourself. It's with the team. You're going to need Oscar.
McLaren give the call to Oscar Piastri to prioritise the highest McLaren driver. Team order issued. Lando Norris given back the position.
Do you think McLaren are favouring Lando over Oscar? And if so, does that help you?
Absolutely.
Like it even got to a point where in Singapore 2025, Oscar turned off Zach's radio.
Oscar, back-to-back champions. Good race, tough race. Thank you for...
Valid.
Nah, free my boy Oscar. Free my boy.
Crash out. Also, speaking about McLaren, since a lot of you have been wondering why it's taken a hot minute for me to upload, it's because I've been receiving threats from McLaren fans. But instead of running to a different continent, like a certain someone, I'm gonna read it out. Like, here's one from Gerard W., a Lando fan telling me to—
I'm understanding more why he's so angry at McLaren in this video. I get it. Hate comments, you know, you get used to them, but they can just piss you off and make you not like the fan base as much.
End up like Kirk because I'm biased towards Oscar. I think he forgot the part where I said Lando is capable of being a champion as much as Oscar, as long as they don't turn into water bottles. And here's another one from Will, an Oscar fan, who wrote—
Are these both emails? Emails is oh my god, these are emails? That's a different level, bro. Getting hate emails is crazy.
An entire manifesto because I apparently cursed Oscar with a video. Not a single prediction was made in this video. But fine, I'll do you a favor too, Will, and for the Verstappen fans watching this, I'm gonna predict that these 4 drivers are going to have the worst careers over the next 10 years. So when a reverse jinx happens, everyone's happy. But if I end up right, you were responsible for this, Will. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the man you wanna get. I wanna start seeing some hashtag "this is all Will's fault." But back to Max, let's not forget he's doing all this in Red Bull, a team no one wants to join. And if they do, it's because their family's being held hostage. Now, Max has had multiple crash outs all because of this team in 2025. Silverstone. Spain. Even V-Carb looks like the healthier team. So given that, no one wants to touch a Red Bull contract, and that's a big issue for them. But thankfully, I'm here with a solution. Dear Red Bull shareholders, I present to you my Red Bull recruitment ad. Roll Red Bull, a place where dreams stay as dreams, ambitions stay as ambitions, but at least you'll be ambitious for your whole life, and a place where you can experience the sheer thrill of running P17 behind a Haas or totaling your car. But in Red Bull, we won't fire you for being a creep or a toxic mess. You will only get fired for underperforming. So you want to diddle as many coworkers without any repercussions, or get diddled by coworkers? Well, Red Bull is your home. So sign that contract now, as it's time for you to—
Somehow this is still better than Ferrari. I don't know how, but it is.
Play your part in completing Max Verstappen's shadow.
I actually don't even know who his teammate is.
Now, aside from that beautiful ad, the more I look at F1 people, I start to realize they're either weirdos, losers, or nepo babies. Some are even all 3. So I made a little something called the F1 Diddler tier list to show how F1 is practically filled with disgusting creatures. First, we have Christian Horner. The surprising part is that he's actually at the bottom of this list. Then Nikita Mazepin for harassing his friend. And then we have Johnny Herbert, a former F1 driver, FIA steward, and Sky Sports reporter who was in various driver videos, and is also the same guy who sexually harassed a woman on live television. Kill that boy! Kill that boy! Kill that boy!
What the fuck am I
Which is
watching?
why I've never stopped calling him Herbert the Pervert. And on top of this list are Flavio Briatore, Lawrence Stroll,
okay, the bottom of the list is already pretty bad. How are we got 3 in S tier?
Bernie Ecclestone, who are apparently in the Epstein list. Now, it's only alleged whether these 3 have been on the island.
Wait. What are the names? Lawrence Stroll as well? What is that, Stroll's dad?
Lawrence Stroll and Bernie Ecclestone, who are apparently in the Epstein list. Now, it's only alleged whether these 3 have been on the island, but if—
Wait, so is that Lance Stroll's dad? So he's a nepo baby and his dad is a pedo?
If they were, I'd assume Lawrence did the worst shit imaginable and then had to explain to his family how he was just there for a swim.
Jeffrey Epstein? Yeah, but before you judge me, know this. Yes, I was on the sex island, but only for the snorkeling. I didn't know anything about the kid stuff. No, look.
Now, Flavio definitely diddled the most, while Bernie spent all day with Stephen Hawking. Won't be the first time I've seen 2 vegetables rotting together. Now, call me harsh all you want, but remember which island we're on.
This bro's going crazy in this video. This video took a fucking dark turn. I thought this was about Max Verstappen. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
And regardless, Bernie and Hawking are going to hell. Cause heaven has a stairway. But back to Verstappen, he's one of the good ones.
This bro is crazy. That evil little laugh he did at the end too.
Cause heaven has a stairway. But back to Verstappen, he's one of the good
Rick.
ones, and he can also multitask. Remember, he's winning F1 while being a father of 2 children, dealing with team internal politics, media days, being a husband, committing to his sim racing team, and other sports. So all this brings the final question. What's the one thing Verstappen can't do? I mean, apart from the obvious, have a good childhood to look back on, type without being a T-Rex, not choking in Call of Duty.
Max? What? You let him let him get up! Mate! No!
Honestly, it's tough.
wow,
I
that's
think
bad.
to complain about Max, you have to nitpick so hard. And that's already a sign he's super likable. Maybe he'll end up screaming a slur on stream by accident, who knows? But if I
could see
really
that.
had to think of something, I suppose the one thing Max Verstappen can't do is be as disappointing as McLaren.
God damn it. Rick hates McLaren. We got it. Maybe everyone else does too now. I don't know. But Oscar is my GOAT. I'm still a free agent. I have not picked my favorite driver yet, but he's top of the list. He's given me the most money, so. Oh, even a full dedicated video. All right, understood. Maybe I'll have to check that out sometime. Another W video from Rick as the F1 season gets closer. I think it starts in less than a month. No, it's less than a month from now for sure. It's like a couple weeks now. Maybe, I don't even know. I'm tweaking. No, wait. It starts like really soon, doesn't it? Loki starts like next week. I'm so lost. Let me know what's going on. This video took a crazy turn, but Max Verstappen, Loki the GOAT, I guess. Peace.